Dr. Gurudutta is an assistant professor in human genetics in NIMHANS. He studied at Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, specialized in Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, Hyderabad. He did his postdoctoral fellowship in Emory University, Atlanta, USA. His lab is using disease models along with experimental and bioinformatics approaches for analysis of genome-wide data. Thank you so much, Dr. Gurudutta, for being a part of ISGCT for so many years.
Okay. Namaskara. Can you hear me? No. How about now? All right. So, Namaskara. Good morning, all of you. I thank the organizers for the invite. Okay. See, today I'm going to talk to you about certain things. Before that, I would like to thank all the organizers, organizing team, and the chairman and the panelists for this opportunity. I have 10 minutes to talk to you about a story that is going on in the lab. This is happening before, happening now, and happening even in future. The reason is genetics is never ending. Okay? So today I'm going to talk about genetic diseases of the skin. This is a first-hand information. This is a team led by us. And this is happening over a decade. So whatever story I'm telling you in 10 minutes is around 10 years. Okay? This one? Okay, go to the next one. Okay, the disease what I'm talking about is epidermolysis bullosa. It's a blistering disorder. We are all fortunate because we never see a small blister in our skin. Just rubbing the skin leads to the blisters. And this is due to deficiencies in more than 20 genes across our population. And this is how it looks. Not everybody is fortunate. And there was a need for a genetic clinic and diagnosis to take care of it. I was discussing with some of our faculty colleagues around. What happens in the lab is one of the things we develop with our students is unmet national needs so that we can develop diagnosis in our country, very much in Bangalore. So why this condition? Your skin is 10 cells deep. Whatever you're talking is from the pigmented cells in the epidermis till what you see in the dermis. What happens is erosions in these skins becomes important, and what matters is anything which is below the dermis will lead you a scar marking. So it becomes important for cosmetic people or cosmetology people to understand skin. We understand the genetic and the lesions related to that. So we are on the other side of the cosmetology. Okay. In Indian scenario, we have a lot of genetics diseases happening all around, but number of clinics are very much limited. So what we developed is a system where we use technology tele-based clinic. Tele-based clinics where we wanted to reach out to people and made a comprehensive care clinics across places where we went around with a team of doctors, we started treating patients. So it is not one patient, one doctor, many doctors, one patient. The reason is the problem is bigger, it is interdisciplinary in nature, and that needs both understanding in genomics, skin conditions, as well as the treatment options. So more than one department in the medical college is involved in this particular effort. Okay. So what we did is a app-based thing. So people use WhatsApp, we use WhatsApp, but we have WhatsApp kind of a device called Markstra, which protects the patient data as well. So we transact with all our partners through this device and get information on next one. Information on how to go about it. So first, all the data is provided to the clinicians, and once the data is available to the set of clinicians, we take suggestions from them. Then it is rendered to the patient by the primary care physician or a dermatologist or a pediatrician, along with the teleclinics that is happening from the core center. So this is the thing what is happening in Hubli, what the pictures are showing. So we have around 7 or 8 centers across Karnataka. So where does this feed in? Go to the next one, please. So it involves patient care. Take the next one, please. This picture is not great. Don't worry about that. You help me with this. Okay. So it involves all the multiple specialities. The reason being that one gene can have pleiotropic function and it has multiple role to play in different conditions. The late penetrance is there. What to expect with this condition itself is a mystery. It is all of surprises. So periodic visits are required for understanding this problem. So what is the therapy available? Nearly nil. The management and symptomatic treatment becomes a major way to approach these problems. What's the next one? Okay. So where is the underlying problem? Underlying problems happens to be mutations in genes, and more than 20 genes. Okay, thank you. More than 20 genes involved in this. I'm going to tell you about story about one gene which is called collagen 7. If you know Chennai Express, it has got multiple bogies in the train. This is like dystrophin gene. It's a large gene called collagen 7A. And it leads to dominant form and recessive form of dystrophin. When we started, it was considered to be rare diseases, but it was not rare anymore because we found in our population. The reason being, these mutations are there in our population, and consanguinity is one of the major reasons why it shows up as a rare disease in our condition. And our public health system is not geared up to understand, genetically diagnose, treat these conditions, so it gets neglected all the time. So we developed a program with funding from philanthropic agencies, government agencies, and developed a team of doctors who can diagnose this. And then this is one condition which is done in Bengaluru Medical College, where we diagnosed, genetic diagnosed, understood the patient, and the continuum of care was completely done. And this was done with Professor Asha's collaboration at Bengaluru Medical College. So at least we can work up the case and provide the best care available with respect to patient care. So if you look at all the data together, we have a paper in PLOS One, so students could refer this. So the whole data is compiled this one. It's a busy slide, don't worry about it. What you need to worry about is the Govinda Green, GFP Green domain called triple helix domain. That happens to be the domain which is least tolerated and leads to dire consequences. And if you look at all the mutation types, they are all the individual protein changes that you see in the protein that would have consequence on the patient. So every day, if you have a blister in your leg, you go through pain. These babies go through a lot of trauma, but they need a treatment. And what are the treatment options we have, right? So this is what presently what is available is the genetic counseling, so that babies, the next upcoming babies, prenatals are available for those babies. But the babies who are going through problem, as we can provide diagnosis. This is the status of diagnosis and symptomatic care, and wound healing care is what is available on this land right now. And what can be, is it okay with the projector? Okay. What are the possible challenges and potentials in this condition? These are genetic in origin. It cannot be treated. There are two hope that is possible. One is autologous transplants with gene correction. Other is cell sheeting technology. The last one is gene therapy. So what I have seen since 2018 is cell sheeting technology is available. People use heterologous transplants, skin grafts possible. And second thing is people are looking for autologous corrections and then making cell sheeting technology and then do the skin grafting. But unfortunately, whatever collagen has a role, it has a role in gut also. Laminin has a role in gut also. If laminin is mutated, more or less it is death sentence written for an individual. Because laminin has three molecules, laminin A, B, and C, 332, an octamer, which is important for our basement membrane. If it is affected, the life is under threat. Okay? So these are the people going through so much of trauma and health issues. So gene therapy is one of the best things what is available for those patients. And to best of our ability, what we understand is with respect to cell-based therapies where we can do gene corrections, you must have heard of something called gene editing technologies where certain alleles can be changed. But there is no one solution for every problem. Every individual could be different for different mutations. So you have to devise methods and technologies so that you can do the gene correction. That becomes a challenge by itself. And clinical facilities, production of these cells in a GMP lab is another challenge. And lastly, autosomal dominant diseases cannot be provided with any normal gene, because dominant will always have an effect and patient responses are variable. And the next one is gene therapy. You know that viral methods are used to deliver the genes, but the challenge is when the genes are bigger, it is difficult to engineer them. Second thing, safely deliver them. Third thing, variability with respect to the response. The amount of clinical trials, preclinical trials, without that, the big bosses don't agree with approvals. So even though it is a dire necessity, you cannot use it as a immediate approvals. So these are the major challenges where we look forward to see better things. So recently one gel was approved which was used as herpes virus packaged collagen 7, which is approved in US and Europe for the treatment. This is where we stand today, and this is where I stop with concluding. I want to conclude in two things. Each genetic disease is different, whether it is blood-related disorders are easier, whether it is CAR T-cell therapy, hemophilia therapy, beta thalassemia therapy, or you think of a skin condition like this. So treatment options are available, but you need to have a different program for each treatment. And that would involve a lot of people, and I hope you people take up the challenge and make this possible. All these things has to reach at least 8 to 10 years to reach the clinics, and a lot of regulatory requirements. All right. And I would like to thank my collaborators. All the three people, Dr. Manoj, Dr. Ravi, and Dr. Divya, are clinical collaborators. In fact, all these three people are holding the clinical this thing, and we run, this is the way sir was telling, it's a faceless clinic, but we have a huge network collaboration starting from Belgaum, Solapur to Chamarajanagar in Karnataka. We are running through this program across places, collaborating with health stakeholders, with medical colleges, as well as government hospitals. So this has been happening for 12 years. This is the 13th year in happening. So it's a good program with support from government. We could able to do this, and we are happy about it. Thank you very much.
So, excuse me, sir. So, how frequent the disease is affecting people, sir? The skin.
The prevalence earlier it was not documented.
Okay.
And even now I am little hesitant to give you the number because we are not capturing the whole cohort in our place. But I can tell you one thing, ma'am. This is all the referrals happening over WhatsApp kind of a app. So we get at least 3 referrals per week. So you can think around 150 to 200 people are added every year.
Oh, okay.
So there is a good number.
So regarding the clinical trial, what was the success rate?
Ma'am, clinical trial, nothing has moved after phase 2. Only one product has got to phase 3.
Okay.
That too, it's not in India. So there is no clinical trial, I remember, which has, application has gone from this country.
Is there any...
one of the bigger cohorts, but
okay.
we are still not up for going for clinical trials.
Since it's a very large gene, I was saying collagenase 7A, is there any probability of developing a CRISPR-Cas9 strategy for
there are already in
making some
phase 2
alteration?
trials, ma'am.
Yeah, they're doing it.
But one thing is there is no one proof for every problem.
Okay.
So if you imagine, it's around 2,500 amino acid gene. So it is 3 times the nucleotide changes. So maximum 2 mutations need not be the same thing. So if you want to make a CRISPR change, you have to tailor make. It's like
precise,
it is like old days
okay.
when you used to go to tailor and used to get tailor-made things. So every mutation has to be worked out separately.
So like patient specific maybe.
It becomes more patient specific.
Okay.
For recessive disorders, it is easy to treat. For dominant, it is difficult.
Okay.
So,
Cost expensive, isn't it?
ma'am, don't talk about cost. Most of us cannot afford it.
No, you're talking about the patient specific. So each patient, can they afford to go for this condition? Like this type of disease
in
management?
India, even with enzyme replacement therapy, without government support, we could have not treated those patients. So you have the answer. Without support, it is not at all affordable.
the testing is not affordable by the people.
Testing is affordable compared to earlier days. I can tell you the numbers. Earlier it was 22,000 we could able to test it. Now it has come to 6,000.
Okay.
With these projects, we make all the consults, treatment, travel, everything is available through grant. So they are paying 0 rupees with respect to that. Even wound care products we are providing from the grant. What I look forward from the industry is to make more cell-based devices so that we don't have to import synthetic or biomaterial things to be imported and treated. There are a lot of things. For example, one simple example is human amniotic membrane, which is a biological product which comes from every birth of a baby. It's a wonderful biomaterial rich in collagen. It is used for treating eye surgeries and other things. So that is a very good response to our patients. We are using it actually.
But you're wasting it actually. We are not using it.
Ma'am, that is not the truth. There are some laboratories in Hyderabad which is making and exporting it. We are not getting this material for our patients. We are in shortage. Like again, getting those products approved for the patients, treating them and getting them in a GMP lab is costing. What we are experiencing in last 2 years is collagen sheets made from fish. There is a company called UCare in Chennai. They make collagen sheets from fish. So collagen from buffalo, collagen from fish can treat our patients because we have a heterologous application, but it works. It works wonderfully.
Thank you, sir.